Hi, this is Dr. Gitanjali Parekh, and today's topic is on social anxiety disorder, or what we call as social phobia. So, before I begin with, I would like to ask some questions from you. Are you shy? Do you feel anxious in social situations? If the answer is yes to any of them, then you might be suffering from what is called as social anxiety disorder. Most of us do not like to be embarrassed in front of others or being rejected by other people. Social anxiety disorder, also referred to as social phobia, involves the fear of social situations, including situations that involve scrutiny or contact with strangers. The term social anxiety disorder is distinctively different from specific phobia, which is the intense and persistent fear of an object or situation. Persons with social anxiety disorder are fearful of embarrassing themselves in social situations. Example, social gatherings, oral presentations, meeting new people. Now, they may have specific fears about performing specific activities such as eating or speaking in front of others, or they may experience a vague, non specific fear of embarrassing oneself. Whatever it might be, in either case, the fear in the social anxiety disorder is of embarrassment that may occur in the situation, not the situation itself. So you can't say the situation it is, but the embarrassment that it might lead. Now, one of the most common social fears is that of public speaking. In one of the studies, nearly half of the college students identify themselves as shy and say that they get nervous on meeting new people or encountering unfamiliar social situations. People with social anxiety disorders become so anxious in the social situations and are so afraid of being rejected, judged, or humiliated in public that they are preoccupied with the worries about such events to the point that their lives may become focused on avoiding social encounters. In social situations, people with social anxiety disorder may feel or may tremble and perspire, feel confused and dizzy, have heart palpitations, and eventually have a full panic attack. They feel others view their nervousness and judge them as inarticulate, weak, stupid, or crazy. People with social anxiety disorder may avoid eating or drinking in public or fear that they will make noise while they are eating, or they might drop their food or otherwise embarrass themselves. Now, they may avoid writing in public for they are afraid that others will see their hands tremble. Especially men with social anxiety disorder often avoid urinating in public washrooms. In short, you can say so social phobia is the shyness taken to an extreme. People with social phobia have an intense fear of being scrutinized by others and avoid potentially embarrassing social situations. As far as the epidemiology is concerned, various studies have reported a lifetime prevalence ranging from 3 to 13% for social anxiety disorder. According to Kessler and Rasico, approximately 12% of the population meets the diagnostic criteria for social phobia at some point in their lives. The 6 months prevalence is about 2 to 3%, and that the females are more affected than males. That is about 60% are sufferers are women, and it is typically begins during adolescence or early adulthood. The peak age of the onset for social anxiety disorder is in teens. Although onset is common as young as 5 years of age and as old as 35 years. Approximately one third abuse alcohol to reduce their anxiety and help them face the situations they face. Moreover, because of their distress and avoidance of social situations, people with social phobia on average have lower employment rates and lower socioeconomic status, and approximately one third have severe impairment in one or more domains of their life. Now we will speak about comorbidity. The person with social anxiety disorder may have a history of other anxiety disorders, mood disorders, substance-related disorders, and bulimia nervosa. Chronic social isolation during social anxiety disorder may result in major depressive disorder. Comorbidity with depression is high among older adults. Substances may be used as self-medication for social fears, but the symptoms of substance intoxication or withdrawal, such as trembling, may also be a source of further social fear. Social anxiety disorder is frequently comorbid with bipolar disorder or body dysmorphic disorder. The more generalized form of social anxiety disorder is often comorbid with avoidant personality disorder. In children, comorbidities with high functioning autism and selective mutism are common. Now we will talk about development and cause. Now, onset of social anxiety disorder may follow a stressful or humiliating experience. Example, being bullied, or one could have a vomiting during a speech, or any bad experience. Or it might be insidious, developing slowly. First onset in adulthood is relatively rare and is more likely to occur under a stressful or humiliating event or after life changes that require new social roles. Example, marrying someone from different social class or receiving a job. Promotion. Now, social anxiety disorder may diminish after an individual with fear of dating marries and may re-emerge after a divorce. Adolescents endorse a broader pattern of fear and avoidance, including of dating, compared with younger children. Older adults express social anxiety at lower levels but across a broad range of situations, whereas younger adults express higher levels of social anxiety for specific situations. In older adults, social anxiety may concern disability due to declining sensory function, hearing, vision, or embarrassment about one's appearance. Example, tremor as a symptom of Parkinson's disease, or functioning due to medical conditions. Inconsistency can be one of them, or cognitive impairment, like forgetting one's name, means to say the people's name they are talking to. Now, in the community, approximately 30% of the individuals with social anxiety disorder experience remission of symptoms within 1 year, and about 50% experience remission within a few years. For approximately 60% of individuals without a specific treatment for social anxiety disorder, the course takes several years or longer. Detection of social anxiety disorder in older adults may be challenging because of several factors, including a focus on somatic symptoms, comorbid medical illnesses, limited insight, changes to social environment, or roles that may obscure impairment in social functioning, or silence about describing psychological distress. Now we will talk about risk and prognostic factors. Risk and prognostic factors for social anxiety disorders are temperamental, environmental, genetic, and physiological, and temperamental means underlying traits that predispose individuals to social anxiety disorder include behavioral inhibitions and fear of negative evaluation. Several studies have reported that children have a trait characterized by a consistent pattern of behavioral inhibition. Now, this trait was particularly common in children of parents who are affected with panic disorder, and it may develop to severe shyness as the children grow older. Environmental, there is no causative role as such for the increased rate of childhood maltreatment or early onset of physiological adversities, but however, they definitely play a risk factor for the social anxiety disorder. Genetic and physiological traits predisposing individuals to social anxiety disorders such as behavioral inhibition are strongly genetically influenced. The genetic influence is subject to gene environment interaction, that is, in children with high behavioral inhibitions are more susceptible to environmental issues such as socially anxious modeling by parents. Also, social anxiety disorder is heritable, with first degree relatives having 2 or 6 times greater chance of having social anxiety disorder, and liability to the disorder involves the interplay of the disorder specific, that is the fear of negativism evaluation, and non-specific, that is your neuroticism genetic factors. Now let's see the functional consequences of social anxiety disorder. Social anxiety disorder is associated with elevated rates of school dropout and a decreased well being, employment, workplace productivity, socioeconomic status, and quality of life. Social anxiety disorder is also associated with being single, unmarried, or divorced, and with not having children, particularly among men. In older adults, there may be an impairment in caregiving duties and volunteer activities. Social anxiety disorder also impedes your leisure time activities. Now, despite the extent of distress and social impairment associated with social anxiety disorder, only about half of the individuals with the disorders in the Western societies ever seek treatment, and they tend to do so only after 15 to 20 years of experiencing symptoms. Not being employed is a strong predictor for the persistence of social anxiety disorder. Now let's go on to the diagnosis and clinical features. The clinicians should recognize that at least some degree of social anxiety or self-consciousness is common in the general population. Community studies suggest that roughly 1/3 of all the persons consider themselves to be far more anxious than other people in the social situation. Moreover, such concerns may appear particularly heightened during certain developmental stages such as adolescence or after life transitions such as marriage or occupation changes associated with the new demands for social interaction. Now, such anxiety only becomes social anxiety disorder when the anxiety either prevents an individual from participating in desired activities or causes marked distress during such activities. DSM-5 also includes a performance-only diagnostic specifier for persons who have extreme social phobia, explicitly about speaking or performing in public. Diagnostic criteria for social anxiety disorder, according to DSM-5, are: first, marked fear or anxiety about one or more social situations in which the individual is exposed to possible scrutiny by others. Examples include social interactions, and it may have example having a conversation, meeting unfamiliar people, being observed, example eating or drinking, and performing in front of others, example giving a speech. And you may note that in children the anxiety must occur in peer setting and not just during interaction with adults. B. The individual fears that he or she will act in a way or show anxiety symptoms that will be negatively evaluated, that is, will be humiliating or embarrassing and will lead to rejection or offend others. C. The social situation almost always provoke fear for anxiety. Note, in children, the fear of anxiety may be expressed by crying, tantrums, freezing, clinging, shrinking, or falling to speak in social situations. The social situations are avoided or endured with intense fear or anxiety. E. The fear or anxiety is out of proportion to the actual threat posed by the social situation and to the socio-cultural context. F. The fear, anxiety, or avoidance is persistent, typically lasting for 6 months or more. G. The fear, anxiety, or avoidance causes clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. H. The fear, anxiety, or avoidance is not attributable to the physiological effects of a substance, example drug of abuse, a medication, or the medical conditions. The fear, anxiety, or avoidance is not better explained by the symptoms of another mental disorder such as panic disorder, body dysmorphic disorder, or autism spectrum disorder. J. If another medical condition, example Parkinson's disease, obesity, disfigurement from burns or injury is present, the fear, anxiety, or avoidance is clearly unrelated or is excessive. Specify F, performance only. You can say so if the fear is restricted to speaking or performing in public. And the specifiers for this are: individuals with performance only type of social anxiety disorder have performance fear that are typically most impairing in their professional lives, example musicians, dancers, performance athletes, or in the roles that require regular public speaking. Performance fear may also manifest in work, school, or academic settings in which regular public representations are required. Now, Individuals with performance-only social anxiety disorder do not fear or avoid non-performance social situations. Now let's go on with the associated features supporting diagnosis. Now, individuals with social anxiety disorder may be inadequately assertive or excessively submissive, or less commonly high controlling of the conversation. They may show overly rigid body postures or inadequate eye contact, or speak with an overly soft voice. Now, these individuals may be shy or withdrawn, and they may be less open in conversations and disclose little about themselves. They may seek employment in jobs that do not require social contact, although this is not the case for individuals with social anxiety disorder, performance only. They may live at home longer. Now, men may be delayed in marrying and having a family, whereas women who would want to work outside the home may live a life as homemaker or mother. Self-medication with substance is common. Example, drinking before going to party. Now, social anxiety among older adults may also include exacerbation of symptoms of medical illnesses such as increased tremor or tachycardia. Now, blushing is a hallmark physical response of social anxiety disorder. Now let's see the differential diagnosis. Now, social anxiety disorder needs to be differentiated from the appropriate fear and normal shyness, respectively. Differential diagnostic consideration for social anxiety disorder are agoraphobia, panic disorder, avoidant personality disorder, major depressive disorder, and schizoid personality disorder. A patient with agoraphobia is often confronted by the presence of another person in an anxiety-provoking situation, but the patient with social anxiety disorder is made more anxious by the presence of other people. Whereas breathlessness, dizziness, a sense of suffocation, and a fear of dying are common in panic disorder and agoraphobia, the symptoms associated with social anxiety disorder usually involves blushing, muscle twitch, and anxiety about scrutiny. Differentiation between social anxiety disorder and avoidant personality disorder can be difficult and can require extensive interviews and psychiatric histories. The avoidance of social situation can often be a symptom in depression, but a psychiatric interview with the patient is likely to elicit a broad constellation of depressive symptoms. In patients with schizoid personality disorder, the lack of interest in socializing, not the fear of socializing, leads to the avoidant social behavior. Now we go on to the last part, that is the treatment. So they are both psychotherapy and pharmacotherapy are useful for treating social anxiety disorder. Some studies indicate that the use of both pharmacotherapy and psychotherapy produces much better result than either of the therapy alone. So now we go on for the psychotherapy. Psychotherapy for social anxiety disorder usually involves a combination of behavioral and cognitive methods, including cognitive retraining, desensitization, rehearsal during session, and a range of homework assignments. Cognitive, behavioral, and exposure techniques are also useful in performance situation. A number of meta-analyses have found that CBT is an effective treatment for social anxiety disorder and is just as effective as antidepressants in reducing symptoms over the course of therapy. Even it is much more effective in preventing relapse following therapy. Mindfulness-based intervention can also prove to be helpful for people with social anxiety disorders. So these interventions teach individuals to be less judgmental about their own thoughts and reactions and more focused and relaxed in the present moment. As far as the pharmacotherapy is being concerned, the effective drugs are SSRIs, the benzodiazepines, the venlafaxine, and buspirone. So that was it, and those who would like to have it more in detail can go in for my blog. I have given in the description, and if you like it, do subscribe to it and keep listening to my channel. Thank you very much.